Rachel back with another video here on Live Study Hacks. Just a reminder to help support our channel and share to children of incarcerated parents, please make sure to subscribe and like this video. Today I have another special study tip video for you all. As a high schooler myself, a sophomore right now, I know that the marking period or semester is coming to a close for many of us. There are assignments, tests, quizzes, homework, all piling right in front of us. And for me personally, it's really difficult to get started in all the work because I feel like getting myself distracted. And I keep on telling myself that I can't wait until we have 3 days, or maybe, let me just watch a YouTube video, click on it, and just come back to this later. This is something that's so hard to simply say no, and I'm not going to do this. I know as high schoolers that there's a lot of stress when it comes to the semester ending, and it's going to be hard, but remember that we can fight through this together. So in today's video, I would like to give you all some tips that you can remember to really help you grind and get all your work done. But these tips are based on your learning style. So I recommend that you all try to figure out your learning style by simply taking a quick quiz online if you do not know already. And make sure you stay to the end of this video because I will give you some general tips that all learners can use and are used by many successful students when it comes to the learning process. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started and let's start implementing these strategies based on your learning style. Okay, so the first type of learner we'll be addressing are those who are visual. Visual learners typically like to see the information right in front of them in the process of diagrams and charts. Many people are visual learners, and I am personally a visual learner myself. So if you see words, try to process them in images like diagrams and charts. To be more organized in your study process, also try to incorporate mind maps to branch out your study in a more approachable manner. So it just does not appear to you as just blank, like a lot of words and textbook pages with a lot of, paper and everything. And it's more tangible for you to approach the certain topic. You can also be more organized by using the box method, by putting your header or the topic of the lesson and have these subtopics in these boxes and create bullet points for each subtopic. And try to scribble everything you can based on these subtopics to maintain a flow. Try to color coordinate your notes while you're at it when you're doing this and have each subtopic in a different color and your title in a different color. So when you're revisiting the information, you can associate the color with the topic that you're currently learning. You can continue to use this box method to help you with math. When there's a difficult problem, try to have the steps for the problem in which you struggled with. So as in the box format, like step 1, step 2, step 3. So after you are done, when you come back to this problem, you can pull up that step sheet so that you don't have to spend too much time trying to figure out how you solve this problem. And even though that might take time, you're alleviating the time in the future. So for visual learners, it's also great to use flashcards instead of words, and have the topic and the illustration on the back of your flashcard. So really get that information in your head. And also for these types of learners, that there is also YouTube as well for topics that they're not very understandable. There's pretty much YouTube videos for most topics out there. So what you can do is try to look at videos that are having a lot of illustrations and try to use them to really help you visualize the topic better. They're short and cute and will really help you. Know in general to try to avoid long pieces of text, because for visual learners and for me, they're not really your personal friend. So try to combat this, use flowcharts so you don't have to look at the textbook, but look at the short and concise notes that are important, and you end up knowing the textbook way better. And if you're not understanding stuff, use symbols, like when you want to revisit something, and use question marks if something does not make sense. And lastly, use exclamation points for really important pieces of information. The next type of learners we'll be discussing are those who are auditory. Like you probably guessed, auditory learners like to get their information information being listened to. So I would mention for those who are auditory, if they can record their teacher and play it back, so it can pick up the information that you did not hear before. Or even record yourself reading the information out loud. Or create a song and do some rhyming techniques to kind of get that information stuck. And even for visual learners, I find that auditory sometimes work. Really hearing yourself say the words can make a big difference, because there's something else when you hear yourself saying it, and you'll remember it on your test, like hear the same exact voice. And you can also use these techniques when practicing for a presentation or any other public speaking presentation. Even though your voice may be cringy, you can easily get over this. So also, another important thing while you're studying auditory learners is attend group study sessions, so that you can engage in these conversations and really connect and hear from your group and get that topic and learn that topic in a more profound level. Unlike visual learners who draw these illustrations and diagrams, make sure auditory learners that you write descriptions and read it out loud under your illustrations. If you're tired personally of reading things out loud, read the important stuff that are important for you to remember. And all in all, remember that auditory learners read stuff out loud to really see results when it comes to studying. Remember that you are the type of learners that get distracted by noise, so try to prevent noise and find a quiet place to study. The last type of learners are the kinesthetic learners. These learners like doing things hands-on, and they're the rare type of learners. But never fear, we have just enough tips to really help you study for maximum success that many really are not aware of at this point. So the number one tips for these kinesthetic learners is to make models for you, or dioramas, so you can see your topics firsthand and experience it. Also, attend field trips, go to the zoo. Really make sure you get your information into perspective. Really know this, because I know that this helps me personally, because in history, for example, if you're learning about the American Revolution, and if you live close to a battlefield or a museum, or whatever you're learning that lives close by, go visit it and get your experience and feel really full. And you are able, visiting places, you are fully aware of the information you're studying. And it makes it more fun and really helps you to have a real connection with the topic you're learning. Also, make sure that you're studying, make sure you're standing and you're keeping moving and staying move every time, and invest in a standing desk. For these types of learners, it's hard to concentrate for a longer period of time, so make sure you stay moving. Spin something around, distract yourself, and just keep moving while you're studying. Take breaks and exercise whenever it takes. And also maybe have a yoga ball and use it when you get tired, when you're studying. And all in all, remember to keep moving and make sure to experience firsthand whatever you're learning in school. Now I would really like to give you guys some generally things to keep in mind from successful students from successful students who use these strategies to really help them succeed and see absolute improvement in their grades. So the first tip I have is do not delay anything and focus on the class and review the material right after class, so it makes sense when you're revising later. The next tip I have, it kind of reminds me of these auditory learners who will find this tip very, very helpful. When it comes to memorization and term studying, record the terms and the definitions. And while you're walking somewhere, doing something that does not require thinking you're just ideal, use your AirPod or something and listen to these terms while you're walking around when you have free time. So you can actually study your terms, and it can be very helpful for you. And if you're struggling, do not be afraid to talk to your teacher. They're there to help you, and make sure you're going to their after school help, because they're there for you. You can also talk to students or classmates that have already taken your class and ask them for help if you don't really feel comfortable talking to the teacher. It will really help you in the long run. And also make sure you're planning your day to finish up some work and make you feel happy. Use flashcards and follow spaced repetition is another big one. We talked about this in another video. When you revisit these terms in a long period of time, and you will lessen this forgetting curve. Make habits and have a balanced lifestyle, and have time for self-care, and ultimately enjoy your high school experience. Get a good amount of sleep because you really need it. And finally, know what setting works best for you. Like work in a place that get the most work done. For example, go to the library, because maybe if you're around other people while you're studying, you feel guilty for not studying. So it's really important to have some sort of accountability, and to make sure that you practice and repetition. Do some homework problems 3 times the night before your test, so you walk in there feel confident, and walk in with a great mentality. So guys, this ends our video, and I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope that you found some tips that you can apply before the end of the semester to get started on your work fast and get your work done with. I wish you all good luck with your upcoming exams, and thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and like this video, and see you guys next time. Bye!